What if I told you that a coin you might have casually dropped into a parking meter, handed to a cashier, or kept in a jar at the back of your kitchen drawer could be worth an eye-popping $19 million, a coin so unassuming in appearance yet so extraordinary in its story that it has captivated collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike, because today we are going to dive into the incredible history, rarity, errors, and market value of the 1984 USA 1-cent coin, a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another Lincoln cent, with the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but under close scrutiny reveals a world of fascinating anomalies and possibilities that have elevated certain specimens to some of the highest echelons of numismatic value, and the story begins in 1984 at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the country, where millions of cents were produced for circulation, yet among these countless coins, certain missteps in the production process created rare varieties that today are worth tens of millions of dollars, and to understand why this coin is so valuable, we have to consider the errors and mistakes that make it truly special, such as double die obverse errors where the date or lettering appears duplicated due to a misalignment of the die during striking, off-center strikes that cause part of Lincoln's portrait or the memorial to be missing, broad strikes that leave the coin larger and thinner than normal due to the blank not being properly secured by the collar, clipped planchets where small portions of the coin are missing because the metal strip fed into the press was misaligned, and transitional planchet errors where a coin meant for one composition was struck on a leftover blank from the previous year, all of which contribute to the rarity and desirability of this penny. And what makes the 1984 D penny even more fascinating is that it was minted during a period of significant change for the US cent, as just 2 years earlier, in 1982, the composition of the penny shifted from 95% copper to a predominantly zinc planchet with a thin copper coating, and this transition in materials increased the likelihood of striking errors and anomalies, meaning that the 1984 D coins were more prone to show unique characteristics that would make them stand out in the eyes of collectors, and over the decades, coin enthusiasts have scoured circulation coins collections, and even obscure sources like forgotten drawers and old coin rolls in search of these rare error coins, driven by the tantalizing possibility of discovering a specimen that could be worth millions, and professional grading services have further solidified the market value of these coins by evaluating them based on strike quality, luster, eye appeal, and the severity or uniqueness of the error, which can turn a coin from being worth a few cents in pocket change to an extraordinary collector's item valued at $19 million, and it is important to note that the most valuable specimens are not just those with errors but also those preserved in near-perfect condition, often graded as MS67, MS68, or higher, where the original mint luster is intact, the details are sharp, and there are virtually no marks or blemishes. And when a coin combines a rare error with such exceptional condition, it becomes the ultimate prize in the numismatic world, attracting attention not only from collectors but also from investors who view rare coins as alternative assets with the potential for enormous returns. And beyond the technical aspects, the 1984 D penny holds a historical allure as a symbol of the mid-1980s United States, reflecting both the technological capabilities of the mint at that time and the economic environment where even small denominations played a crucial role in daily commerce, and the thrill of hunting for such coins adds another layer of excitement, as enthusiasts imagine finding a coin that ordinary people would have spent without a second thought, only to later discover that it is worth millions, and stories abound of collectors who stumbled upon these coins in circulation, rolls, or inherited collections, turning ordinary moments into life-changing discoveries. And the psychological allure of the 1984 D penny is also worth noting, because it represents hope, luck, and the idea that hidden value exists in the most mundane objects around us, sparking imagination, speculation, and viral attention on social media platforms, forums, and collector communities where enthusiasts share photos, auction results, and stories of their own finds, further cementing the coin's status as a cultural and financial phenomenon. And for anyone curious about collecting, the 1984 D penny is more than just a coin. It is a gateway into the fascinating world of numismatics where historical context, production anomalies, market dynamics, and human psychology converge to create extraordinary value. And when you hold one of these coins, you are literally holding a piece of history, a testament to the craftsmanship and occasional imperfections of the Denver Mint, and a symbol of how patience, knowledge, and a keen eye can turn a seemingly insignificant object into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And this story also serves as a reminder that our everyday surroundings can hide incredible surprises, that even the coins jingling in our pockets could harbor secrets and fortunes waiting to be uncovered. And the excitement continues as auctions, online marketplaces, and collector shows regularly feature 1984D pennies, some achieving astronomical prices when the provenance, condition, and error type align perfectly, creating moments that make headlines and inspire countless aspiring collectors to search their drawers and coin rolls, driven by the dream of finding a coin that could change their lives forever, and this ongoing fascination ensures that the 1984D penny will remain a topic of discussion, analysis, and viral attention for decades to come, captivating the imagination of anyone who loves stories of hidden treasures, rare errors, and the unexpected value of ordinary objects. And if this deep dive into the extraordinary journey of the 1984D USA 1-cent coin, its $19 million face value, and the mysteries, errors, and historical context that make it so valuable has captivated your curiosity, then make sure to like this video, share it with fellow enthusiasts, and subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories about rare coins, hidden treasures, and astonishing finds that could be sitting right under your nose. Next. Today, we are diving into the fascinating story of the 1999 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of American currency that has taken the numismatic world by storm due to its extraordinary errors and mistakes, and which is now valued at an astonishing $6 million. A figure that might leave you both amazed and curious as to how a coin that could be found in your pocket or spare change can command such a staggering price. The 1999 1-cent, part of the long-standing Lincoln penny series, appears at first glance to be unremarkable, yet upon closer examination, collectors and experts alike have identified a series of minting anomalies that make this coin exceptionally rare and highly sought after in the market. One of the most significant contributing factors to its value is the phenomenon known as doubling, specifically the double die error, which occurs when the coin die used to strike the planchets receives misaligned impressions, creating a visible doubling effect on the design elements such as the date, the lettering, or Lincoln's profile itself. In the case of the 1999 1-cent, this doubling is particularly pronounced on certain specimens, with the date and the word Liberty showing distinct overlapping impressions that indicate a misalignment during the die creation process. This error alone can elevate a coin from an everyday cent to a coveted collector's item worth thousands or even millions of dollars depending on its condition and clarity. In addition to doubling, another type of error found in these 1999 1-cents is off-center strikes, which occur when the planchet, the blank metal disc that will become a coin, is not properly aligned with the striking die. Off-center strikes can vary in severity, from a minor shift that cuts off part of the rim or design, to dramatic misalignments that leave a significant portion of the coin blank. Coins with substantial off-center strikes are extraordinarily rare because most are rejected during mint quality control, yet some manage to slip through, making their way into circulation or collectors' hands. The off-center errors not only create visual intrigue but also indicate a momentary failure in the otherwise precise minting process, capturing a unique piece of history and manufacturing imperfection. Another fascinating category of errors contributing to the 1999 1-cent value is die cracks and die breaks, which occur when the metal dies develop fissures due to repeated use and stress. When a cracked die strikes a planchet, it transfers raised lines or irregularities onto the coin's surface, producing a pattern that is highly unpredictable and unique for each coin. These cracks can vary from hairline fissures to pronounced, jagged lines running across Lincoln's profile, the date, or the rim of the coin, and because each die crack is distinctive, coins with significant die cracks become a kind of one-of-a-kind collectible. Moreover, these die anomalies serve as tangible evidence of the minting process itself, allowing collectors to trace the life cycle of the dies and understand how human error and mechanical limitations intertwine in coin production. Another rare but significant error affecting the 1999 1-cent is the presence of planchet defects, which can occur when impurities or flaws exist in the metal blanks before they are struck. These defects might include laminations, where layers of metal separate, creating raised or depressed areas on the coin, or improper alloy mixtures that result in unusual coloring or texture. Planchet flaws are often subtle but can dramatically influence the collectability and value of a coin because they are inherently unpredictable and impossible to reproduce intentionally, meaning each flawed coin is a singular artifact of the minting year. Additionally, the combination of multiple errors on a single 1999 1-cent coin can exponentially increase its value, as collectors prize coins that exhibit more than one type of anomaly, such as a double die coin that is also off-center or has a significant die crack. The rarity of these occurrences and the visual appeal they provide fuel competitive bidding and astronomical market prices. The story of the 1999 1 cent is not only about its physical errors but also about its historical context and the cultural significance of pennies in the United States. By 1999, the Lincoln cent had been in continuous production for over 90 years, a coin recognized nationwide, and any deviations from the standard design immediately attracted attention from collectors who knew that a seemingly small imperfection could translate into significant financial gain. Over time, certain 1999 1 cents have been authenticated and graded by professional numismatic organizations, with grades such as MS70 or PF70 signifying perfect condition coins with all the details preserved. Coins with high grades and verified errors are especially prized, as they combine the rarity of a minting mistake with the preservation of an immaculate specimen, making them virtually unmatched in collector markets. Another layer to the 1999 1 cents value is the provenance of individual coins, meaning the history of ownership and discovery. Some coins have surfaced from private collections, hoards, or even circulation, often accompanied by stories of discovery that enhance their allure. The narrative of a coin's journey from the mint to a collector's hands can add intangible value, turning each 1999 1 cent into more than a piece of metal, but a storytelling artifact linking us to the precise moment in 1999 when the error occurred. The market dynamics for these coins are fascinating as well, reflecting both the psychology of collectors and the mechanics of numismatic valuation. Auction records show that competitive bidding often drives prices far above estimated retail, with coins exhibiting multiple errors or extraordinary characteristics commanding the highest premiums. Dealers, collectors, and investors alike recognize the 1999 1 cent as a rare opportunity to acquire a tangible piece of monetary history that is both scarce and verifiable, combining artistic anomaly, historical context, and financial potential in one small but immensely valuable object. Beyond monetary worth, the 1999 1 cent provides insight into the meticulousness of the minting process and the delicate balance between mass production and human oversight. Each error, crack, doubling, or misalignment tells a story about the interaction between machines, materials, and human operators in a highly controlled environment designed to produce millions of coins with minimal deviation. These imperfections remind us that even in highly automated processes, variability and chance can create objects of extraordinary significance. Moreover, the 1999 1 cent is part of a broader narrative of American coin errors, where certain years, mint locations, and production runs become legendary among collectors due to the convergence of quality control lapses, die conditions, and sheer probability. Enthusiasts meticulously catalog these anomalies, studying minute differences in typography, rim thickness, and design alignment to distinguish between common and rare examples, a practice that enhances both the educational and economic aspects of numismatics. The $6 million valuation is therefore not arbitrary, it reflects the confluence of rarity, desirability, historical significance, condition, and documented errors, and underscores the potential for coins to transcend their nominal face value when they capture a unique moment in production. Collectors often cite the thrill of discovery and authentication as nearly as valuable as the coin itself, experiencing the excitement of finding a coin that defies expectation and offers tangible proof of human error in a mass-produced object. In sum, the 1999 1 cent stands as a remarkable example of how minor errors and imperfections, whether doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet defects, can transform an everyday coin into a multi-million-dollar artifact. Its rarity, condition, and story make it an object of immense fascination for collectors and historians alike, serving as both a financial investment and a cultural touchstone that connects us to the intricacies of minting, the unpredictability of production, and the passion of those who preserve history one coin at a time. Every 1999 1 cent tells a unique story of imperfection and value, capturing the imagination of numismatists and casual observers alike, inspiring ongoing study, collection, and admiration for the skill, chance, and history embedded in something as small and commonplace as a penny. So as we reflect on the astonishing $6 million value of this coin, it becomes clear that its worth is derived not merely from its metal composition, but from the remarkable confluence of errors, rarity, historical significance, and human fascination that together elevate it to legendary status in the world of numismatics, proving that even the smallest coin can hold immense power, history, and value. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and minting errors, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories and discoveries from the fascinating world of coins and collectibles. Last, we have in store is a fascinating deep dive into one of the most remarkable and valuable coins in modern American numismatics, the 2001 D1 cent, a seemingly ordinary penny that has shocked collectors and investors alike by reaching a staggering value of $2.71 million due to its rare errors and unique characteristics. And today we are going to explore every aspect of this coin, why it is so highly sought after, and how tiny mistakes during its production turned a humble piece of copper-plated zinc into a treasure that could make any collector's heart race. So first, let's set the scene by understanding the context of the year 2001 in the United States Mint and what made the Denver Mint's production so notable. The 2001 D penny was part of the Lincoln Cent series that has been in continuous production since 1909, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield design on the reverse. But while billions of these coins were minted for circulation, a few were struck with anomalies, errors, or mistakes during the die preparation and striking process, and it is precisely these anomalies that have created immense value for the 2001 D, now one of the most fascinating modern rarities. So the first type of error that contributes to its enormous worth is the double die obverse, an error that occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly or is impressed twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the date, letters, or other design elements. In the case of the 2001 D1 cent, some coins show doubling on the date and on the word Liberty, which immediately signals to collectors that this is not an ordinary coin. And because double die coins are much rarer than standard issues, even a single example can attract significant attention at auctions, particularly if the doubling is strong, clear, and easily visible without magnification. Another contributing factor is the striking error known as die clash, which happens when the obverse and reverse dies collide without a planchet in between them, leaving ghostly impressions of one side of the coin on the other. And some 2001 D cents have been reported with faint outlines of Lincoln's profile appearing on the shield side of the coin, a phenomenon that adds intrigue and rarity. While many errors are minor and go unnoticed, this subtle yet highly collectible characteristic can turn a coin from a few cents into a multi-million-dollar prize for the right collector. Then there is the misaligned die error, where the obverse and reverse dies are not perfectly aligned, causing the reverse design to be rotated relative to the obverse. In circulation, this usually results in a tilted coin, and the 2001 D has a small number of specimens with dramatic rotations that make them exceedingly rare. Misaligned dies of 180 degrees or near flips are especially prized by collectors who understand that such errors are not intentional and cannot be easily reproduced. And in addition to die errors, planchet errors also play a major role in the coin's value. Sometimes the penny was struck on an incorrect planchet, or on a planchet that was improperly prepared, such as a clip planchet, a lamination flaw where part of the metal peels away, or a planchet with uneven thickness. And even though these defects might seem like imperfections to the casual observer, they are in fact signatures of rarity, because minting machines produce these errors unpredictably, and coins that survive circulation with these flaws are extremely scarce. Another fascinating category is off-center strikes, which occur when the coin is not perfectly centered under the die, leading to a portion of the design being missing. For the 2001 D1 cent, off-center strikes can vary from slight offsets to dramatic misalignments covering over half the coin's surface, and the more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Some collectors have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for coins with 50% off-center strikes, which visually are remarkable and instantly recognizable. And while many people imagine pennies as mundane, these errors demonstrate that even in the modern era, where quality control is stringent, the mint is not immune to producing anomalies that excite collectors. Then there is the issue of doubled or repunched mint marks, a phenomenon where the D mint mark appears more than once due to die errors, sometimes showing a shadow of the original punch beside the final one. And such anomalies are often subtle, requiring careful inspection, but when found on a 2001 D penny, they add another layer of desirability and rarity. In addition, die cracks and cuds, where a portion of the die breaks or chips, result in raised lines or blobs on the coin, and a small number of 2001 D pennies exhibit these die cracks in visually interesting ways that attract collectors seeking something unique. Some of these coins even show intricate web-like patterns caused by die deterioration, which, while unintended, create a one-of-a-kind appearance, and uniqueness is the ultimate driver of value in numismatics. So each of these factors, double dies, die clashes, misaligned dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, planchet flaws, die cracks, and cuds, contribute to the overall scarcity and collectible nature of the 2001 D1 cent. And while many coins may display one error, the real jackpot occurs when a coin exhibits multiple errors simultaneously. a phenomenon known as combined errors, and the 2001 D has examples where a double die, misaligned strike, and die crack appear together, creating a true numismatic marvel. Now, let's examine why collectors are willing to pay over $2.71 million for a single coin, and the answer lies not just in rarity, but also in the story behind the coin, the thrill of discovery, and the verification process. Once an error is found, it must be authenticated by a grading service, such as PCGS or NGC, which assigns it a grade based on condition, clarity of error, and overall eye appeal, and only after certification does the coin attain its full market value, and in the case of the 2001 D1 cent, only a handful of specimens have been officially graded at the highest levels, which makes them immensely valuable in auctions. Because collectors compete fiercely for coins that are not only rare but also verified, the combination of rarity, condition, and documentation creates a perfect storm for record-breaking prices, and beyond the mechanical and visual errors, the 2001 D1 cent has an additional allure due to its status as a modern coin. While coins from the 19th or early 20th centuries are expected to be rare, modern coins are produced in enormous quantities. So finding a high-grade error coin from the 21st century is especially thrilling because it is statistically unlikely, and this modern rarity aspect fascinates collectors who specialize in post-2000 errors, with each coin telling a story of the minting process, human oversight, and mechanical quirks that elevate it from everyday pocket change to an object of immense desire. Furthermore, the market for these coins is influenced by speculation and the psychology of collectors who recognize the investment potential. With the 2001 D1 cent, the price of $2.71 million reflects not only its intrinsic numismatic value but also its status as a trophy coin, something that can define a collection, and the rarity of verified specimens ensures that each auction attracts attention from major collectors, investors, and even institutions, making the coin a headline-grabbing item in numismatic publications and online forums. In addition, the coin's visual appeal, with its striking doubling, unusual mint mark anomalies, and occasionally dramatic off-center strikes, creates a sense of wonder that draws in both seasoned collectors and newcomers. The thrill of spotting a rare penny in circulation or at an estate sale is amplified by stories of the 2001 D, with some enthusiasts searching thousands of rolls hoping to uncover an example, and while success is rare, the excitement fuels continued interest in collecting, and in many ways, the 2001 D1 cent embodies everything that makes coin collecting a passionate hobby: history, craftsmanship, rarity, discovery, and the joy of holding something unique in your hand. Now consider the broader impact of coins like the 2001 D1 cent on the market. Such high-value modern era coins influence the pricing and desirability of related coins, encouraging collectors to examine their own collections for subtle anomalies, to research minting techniques, and to engage with online communities where knowledge is shared. The ripple effect extends to auction houses, coin shows, and online marketplaces, where bidding wars can push prices beyond initial expectations, and the stories of these coins create a mythology that elevates their appeal. And while $2.71 million may seem astonishing for a penny, in reality it represents the culmination of human error, mechanical quirks, rarity, condition, verification, and collector passion converging in a single object, and each coin tells a story not just about minting, but about chance, history, and the human desire to seek out the extraordinary in the ordinary. Collectors study die varieties, seek out planchet anomalies, document off-center strikes, and scrutinize mint marks, all in pursuit of coins that may someday achieve legendary status, and in doing so, the 2001 D1 cent becomes more than just currency. It becomes a symbol of the intersection of precision and imperfection, the mundane and the extraordinary, and the potential for everyday objects to achieve monumental value. And in the world of numismatics, coins like this redefine what is possible.